Hey guys, so welcome back. Today I'm gonna, this is actually a re-recording since our first recording from our live, the audio did not, um, uh, the audio didn't work. So I'm coming back to re-record this because, why not do things twice, right? Um, but I wanted to get this out to you guys who missed the course. So this may go a little bit quicker than the first time or from earlier's course. Um, but let's just jump right into it. So today is Tuesday. It's the second day of our crash course. And today we're going to cover the Q trend indicator, our MACD, moving average convergence divergence indicator, and we're going to cover our charts, our hourly chart, 5-minute chart, and the 1-minute chart. We're also going to cover how to use the charts in unison together to only enter the best trades, because this is all based on trend trading. Today, there was really no trend, and it wasn't a great day for this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The past since basically the past 11 days or so has been perfect trend trading. Well, not perfect. We had a lull period, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we jump into those charts a little bit later. So let's jump right into it. So Tuesday, so the indicators that we use. So if you guys remember from lesson one, if you weren't at lesson one or you didn't already watch Monday's lesson, please go back and watch that first. Don't jump ahead. You're not going to understand a good portion of this. So please go back and review Monday's lesson. So if you remember from lesson one, we set up our trading view charts with two indicators. Actually, let's just go back here. So Monday, we covered our outline of the week ahead, expectations that you guys should have from me and from the course, and also expectations that I have from you. Um, I want you guys to, if you haven't, to go back over the terminology from lesson one. We went over purchasing options and setting up brokers, setting up trading view, setting up our charts, setting up the indicators on the charts, and that's on the free version of trading view. Everything we're going to do is all free, if you want it to be, at least. Now that being said, trading view is having a 70% off for the year, and you get a free month on top of that. uh I mean, it's an amazing deal. If you're going to take this seriously, I highly suggest taking advantage of that. You're going to save a ton of money. So, that being said, you don't need to. And what I'm going to show you here during this course is all based on the free charts. So let's jump into Tuesday. So if you remember from lesson one, we set up our charts. Like I said, we set up with two indicators, the Q trend indicator and our MACD indicator. So I'll briefly explain below the two indicators and what each do, just so you have a general idea and understanding of what each is and does. Now, at the end of the day, you don't necessarily need to understand why the indicators do what they do, but more information is never a bad thing. Knowledge is power. I'm going to explain them to you. Take a minute to explain them to you. So the Q trend indicator, this is our main indicator. This is our bread and butter, the backbone of our system. It's not a well-known indicator. I've had a lot of success with this indicator since I found it a few months ago. It's really a game changer. And then when you pair it with the MACD over multiple time frames and layer those, it becomes extremely accurate. So now Q trend is essentially a custom indicator that I found that combines volatility and relation between highest and lowest price point. So volatility, I'll have to jot down if I remember. Volatility, I don't know if I actually have that in there, but volatility is when the price moves a lot, basically, in layman's terms. So it's erratic price action, or lots of up and down price action. That's volatility. Okay. A stock that's not volatile would have very predictable and consistent moves. ETFs are more predictable and non-volatile. Penny stocks are very volatile. If that helps you understand volatility. Now, per the creator's definition, Q trend is a multi-purpose indicator that can be used for swing and trend trading equally on any time frame. Non-volatile markets are better for this thing. So right there, essentially what they're saying is this indicator can be used on any time frame. That's why I love it. You can use it on the 1 minute, 5 minute, half hour, hourly charts, daily charts, weekly charts. I mean, it's great. It works in pretty much any time frame. So this is what the Q trend indicator looks like. I'll zoom in here for you so you guys can see. So this is your Q trend indicator. See these buy and sell? This is your Q trend indicator, okay? The green buy and sell strong labels are the Q trend indicator signals. So now, obviously, it's never a good idea to use any one indicator, no matter how good it is, right? So the way I was taught was to use the money flow index indicator with the Q trend indicator. But thing is, I saw too many good trades passing us by. So what I did was I decided to test and use the MACD indicator to pair with it instead. And I mean, the differences were stark. And, it was just like I found this magic indicator that works together. So that brings us to our second indicator, our MACD, or moving average convergence divergence indicator. In short, MACD. So again, after looking for a better second indicator to pair with Q trend, I couldn't ignore the relationship that it had with Q trend. The past results were just impossible to ignore. So now, when our Q trend indicator gave our buy signal and our MACD crossed bullish, there was almost always a nice move upwards. And when the opposite happened, when the Q trend gave a sell signal and our MACD crossed bearish, there was generally move down as well. So let me take a step back and explain what MACD is so you guys understand. So MACD is essentially this indicator here. So these two lines, you have your MACD and your signal line. So really all you need to know is what we're looking for with MACD is these crossovers, okay? This signals a change in a trend. So just look at the price action here, okay? Now, this doesn't always happen. If it did, then we would only use the MACD indicator and nobody would use anything else. But pretty consistently, you'll see this. So here you have the price action dropping. You see the MACD dropping as well. And then look what happens right here. You get a bullish MACD cross or crossover. And look what happens to the price action. Okay, we get our cross here. And look at the price action. The price is increasing as our MACD also increases. Then you get a MACD bearish cross. See how it crosses and go down? And the price action starts to go down. That's a bearish MACD cross. Now, I have other videos that show that go deeper into what MACD is, how it's calculated. But for the purposes of this course, I'm keeping it super basic and simple. So what you're looking for is what you saw above and what I'll show you below here in a second. our MACD lines are crossing over. So where it says bullish MACD crossover, that's again, not to beat a dead horse here, but I'll zoom in here. By the way, these lines right here, generally these will be green here, and these will be red. This is our histogram. It's called a histogram. Okay. Now, when you'll notice when you get this cross, the histogram will cross from red to green or from green to red here. Okay. So on a bullish MACD cross, your histogram was red here, and it will turn green when you get these lines to cross. Okay. And we're looking for the price action to go up. We're looking to pair this with a Q trend buy signal. So if we got a bullish MACD crossover and we got a Q trend buy signal, I'll show you this in the charts here in a minute. That's when we would look to enter calls. Okay. And the opposite, when we see a bearish MACD crossover and get a Q trend sell signal, we would then look to enter puts. Okay. Simple as that. And again, I'll show you that here in a second, here in the chart. So now, after the crossover, you can see that we generally stay in the direction of the cross. Not always, okay? But you can see here, so you see these trend lines drawn here. This is on the MACD. This isn't on the main charts. This is on the MACD indicator. You can see here, right? So we get our bearish MACD cross here. And look, our MACD's in our downtrend. Price is also likely in a downtrend. If not, it's probably sideways. Bet you it's not going up, though. I very rarely, very, 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 very rarely will you see price action go up when the MACD goes down. Might be flat in a worst case scenario, but usually it's going down. Same opposite is true when our MACD is bullish here. So you have your bullish MACD here, okay? Price action is likely going up. We got our MACD cross, MACD trending up. And then we get a bearish MACD cross. See how it's crossing down here? Okay. And then we're trending down. Our MACD is trending down. And then again, once again, we get a bullish MACD cross here. And we start trending up. It's not always that perfect and beautiful. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But when it is picture perfect, it'll look something like that. All right. And this is the same on any time frame chart, whether you're looking at the 1 second chart, the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute, 15, 30 minute, hourly chart, daily chart, weekly chart, doesn't matter. You read it all the same. So in a nutshell, that's the MACD indicator, and that's what we're looking for. Now, let's see. Let me show you here on live. We'll jump here before we jump into how we combined. Actually, no, let's go over this first. Now, how do we combine the Q trend and MACD to give us signals? Now that we understand the Q trend and MACD indicators, let's go over how to combine them into one mega indicator. So essentially, just think of it like this. You have to have both conditions met on both the Q trend and MACD in order for it to be a buy signal. Okay, so your Q trend here must both be on a buy, and your MACD must be on a bullish cross in order for you to get a buy signal. And the opposite is true on a sell signal. I'll show you here. So here we got a strong sell signal. So whether it says sell or strong, it's still a sell signal. Same thing if it says buy or strong in green, that's still a Q trend buy signal. So we get our sell signal here on Q trend, And here's our MACD indicator, right? Ignore this one on the bottom here. That's money flow. We're not going to be going over that in this course. We get our MACD bearish cross here, right? And look what happens to the price action. When this happens here, we would look to enter puts. So we would get in puts here, right? And down goes the price. That's like a good 30 to maybe 40% runner right there, depending on where you got in. So again, let's say you had a sell signal here, okay? But you didn't have this cross didn't happen, or it didn't happen yet. Okay. What would you enter puts? No. You would wait until both conditions are met, and then you enter puts. All right. So that's very important. Both conditions have to be met. Okay, so another thing I want to point out is when a cell, so you don't have to worry about this for MACD. Your Mac, well, not really, kinda, because the MACD can be a little picky, especially on the 1 minute chart. I'll show you what I mean. Let me just jump to a chart and see. Yeah, here I'll show you what I mean here. So the 1 minute chart, we're about to cross bearish here, right? We're about to get a bearish MACD cross. Now it hasn't crossed bearish yet. See how it just jumped back up? So you really have to wait until it crosses bearish and sticks, until you know that MACD crosses. Now with Q trend, so I'll explain candles more in a minute, but you want the candle to close. So each one of these candles are 1 minute long. I'm sorry, this is the 5 minute chart. So each one of these candles is 5 minutes, a 5 minute long period. Okay. So right now, let's say we had a Q trend. Where are we at? So this candle just started here, just as we were talking. There's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in this candle. Let's say Q trend sell just started flashing here. Okay. If we got a sell signal here. Now, that sell signal, as this candle is open, see how these candles are closed? These candles are not changing. See how this sell signal is here, this buy signal is here? Those are stuck. Those are sticking. Those are not moving because that candle is closed. Now, while this candle is open, this sell signal, let's pretend there was a sell signal here. That sell signal can flash on and off. It'd be cool if we got it right here so I could show you. But that sell signal can flash on and off up until this candle closes here about 3 minutes and 53 seconds from now. Up until that candle closes, that sell signal can flash on and off and go away and come on. So really what you want to do is you want to wait until this candle here closes, or whenever your sell signal or buy signal is closes, so you know it's sticking. So you don't say, oh, there's a sell signal, let's jump in. Well, no, yeah, you jumped in, but guess what? There's 3 minutes left and the price jacked up and the sell signal disappeared. And now you're in a world of pain because the sell signal disappeared. You were a little bit too early. Now, as you gain experience with this, you'll recognize the time it takes, and you'll be able to learn how to cheat a little bit with this. But for the purposes of this class, just go with what I said. Okay, wait until this sell signal is stuck or your buy signal, whatever it may be, the candle closes and it is permanently there, and then you enter your position. Okay, it's very important because you're gonna you're gonna you might you might, like I said, get put in a world of pain if you're kind of jumping the gun. So you wait until this candle closes. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it here. I was kind of hoping we would, but no biggie. Hope I'll show you guys when we're live exactly what I'm talking about. So all right, jumping back to Tuesday. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean by sticks, okay? When a signal sticks. So you can have that signal pop up in real time, but until that candle closes, it could disappear, reappear, any combination of the two, until the candle closes. Once that candle closes, that's it. Whether it's there or not, that's permanently exactly what it's going to stay. You're on to the next candle. All right. Time frames of charts that we use. So I've come up with a system that helps us basically take multiple time frames of charts, and it allows us to best trade with the current trend. So before I get into all that, what do I mean by time frame of charts? So that's exactly what I was talking about with the 1 minute chart here, 5 minute chart, 15-minute chart, hourly or 1 hour chart, daily or 1 day chart. That's what I mean by time frame of charts. Okay. And again, so this is the 5 minute chart, right? Each of these candles is 5 minutes period. All right. So this one is 3 o'clock to, or 3:20 to 3:25. This is 3:25 to 3:30. All right. This candle that we're on right now is 3:30 to 3:35. All right. It's 3:34. It's about to turn 3:35. You'll see here there's about 9 seconds left. Here you'll see this candle will close. All right. And another candle will pop up here any second now. And now we're on the candle from 3:35 to 3:30 or to 3:40, because this is the 5 minute chart. So each candle is 5 minutes long. On the 1 minute chart, guess how long each candle is? 1 minute long. So you have your candle from 3:35 to 3:36, 3:34 to 3:35, 3:33 to 3:34, 3:32 to 3:33. I went backwards on that one, but you get the point, right? The hourly chart, which is the other chart we're going to be using. Okay. Guess how long each one of these candles are? 1 hour long. All right. The daily chart, if we ever have to reference the daily chart. All right. Each of these candles is 1 day long. All right. So that's what I mean by time frame. So I kind of just went through that there. I think I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I think you guys understand that. So just what I want to touch on a little bit to help you understand charts a little bit. The way I think of charts is like a lens and a camera or a microscope. Okay. So here's a daily chart, right? So this represents today, all the price action today. And today has been a very sideways day. And you can tell just by that candle how sideways today has been. Look, we've got a whole lot of nothing, right? Yesterday was a very bullish day. All right. We had a very green candle. Okay. Today is a whole bunch of nothing. It was a good day to do class and some videos. All right. So let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Now the hourly chart, this is from today. Remember I said today is a whole lot of nothing, a whole bunch of sideways. When we look at the hourly chart, we're zooming in, right? Now let's say we want to zoom in a little bit more. We can go to the 5-minute chart, all right? And this is just today. This is pre-market. And then this is today in 1 hour periods. Now we can zoom in a little bit more. And this is the 5-minute chart. And this shows you that same 5 minutes, it's at the same day today in 5-minute increments. A whole lot more nothing, but a little bit, you can see a little bit more detailed, right? And then we go to 1 minute and it shows even more than nothing. I mean, this is probably the most sideways day I've seen in a while. And again, it becomes a little bit more detailed. All right. So just think of it as zooming in as we go to lower time frames or zooming out as we move to higher time frames. That makes sense to you. Okay. Now, what we do here, what I mentioned before, is I have this system set up. So essentially, we use the hourly chart or the 1 hour chart, the 5-minute chart, and sometimes the 1-minute chart. So those are really the only charts we'll be using for the purpose of this course. So this is how I line charts up, or quote unquote. What I want to see is consistency with the 5-minute chart and the hourly chart. So this is how I've come up with these parameters. Remember how I said I don't want to use just the Q trend, any one indicator, just the Q trend indicator, or just the MACD indicator. We want them both to be on a buy, or we want them both to be on a sell to give us a higher quality setup. So I do the same thing with charts. So I start out by looking at the hourly chart. If my hourly chart is on a buy, I want our Q trend and MACD on our to show a buy signal, then I'll only play calls on the 5-minute chart. Now, just because our hourly chart says buy, I want that to match up with my 5-minute chart. So this is going to be a lot easier if I just show you here in person on the charts live. So our sell signal here, we did get a sell signal, but not a lot has played out. So I'm just going to show you our last signal, which was a buy signal here. So here we have a buy signal. This is from November 10th, okay? So again, this is our hourly or 1 hour chart. And since we have a buy on our hourly, okay? So remember, not only a Q trend buy, but a MACD cross bullish, right? So because we have an hourly, a buy on our hourly and a buy on our Q trend and a buy on our MACD, that means we have a buy on our hourly. So let's go to November 10th on the 5-minute chart. Now we're zooming in. Remember I said we're going to use the hourly and the 5-minute chart? Let's go to November 10th. November 10th. Okay. So here's the 10th. Okay. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Do this number. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Sorry, my mouse is kind of acting up. I think the batteries are dying. Okay, so here we go. Now, our hourly flipped to buy. I'll have to see when it flipped to buy. but it definitely flipped to buy for this one. So, so I'm not sure. I think it was like the first hour or so. So we might not have been in a buy here, but we were definitely in a buy by 10 o'clock. So, we got our MACD cross here, right? We got a buy signal on our Q trend. Again, this is the 5-minute chart. We've already decided that we're only playing calls today. So yeah, we have a sell signal here and a MACD cross bearish here, but well, kinda, not really, but you could have made a little bit of money on puts if you got in here, but we just kind of ignore that, all right? Because the trend is going up. Our hourly chart is on a buy, so we want to hop on the wave of the trend. So our MACD cross bullish, we got a buy signal here, so we jump in calls. And those calls ran over 100% there. Big win. All right, let's go to the next day. Because our hourly was on a buy for how long? For a few days, right? So boom, here, MACD cross. We wouldn't enter here, right? Because that's only one condition. Our MACD cross, we don't have a Q trend. We do get a buy here on our Q trend. So boom, we enter calls. That's a good 20 to 30 plus percent play, depending on where you got in. All right. Here's a put play, but remember, we're not playing puts. We're only playing calls. And thank God, I mean, maybe you made a few percent if you got lucky. But here we go. You buy here, and again, not the best play. Maybe 10%, maybe. Let's see. Where do we buy here? Buy here. 483. Okay, so yeah, maybe 15% on that play. Doesn't look like a lot, but it's actually probably a 10 to 15% play there. All right, let's go up here. All right, we're not playing puts, right? We're only playing calls. All right, so we wait for our, sorry, we wait for our, not just the buy signal, but we want a bullish MACD cross here. Histogram going green, buy signal here, and we play calls. That's a good, probably almost 50% play, somewhere in that range. All right. So you guys get the point. That's why we trade with the trend. That's why I kind of set it up the way we do. Yeah, you can, and what I started out doing is playing both, you know what I mean? But then I took a step back and I said, wait a second, more trades is not better. You want the best trades. You want the highest quality trades. You want the the biggest runners. You know what I mean? This was pre-market, but here was your big runner pre-market. This was probably CPI or some shit. It was 830, yeah. Probably PCE or CPI or some shit. So that's it in a nutshell. That's what I mean by using different time frames, using the hourly and the 5-minute to match up. All right. If you guys don't understand that right off the bat, don't fret. We're gonna go over it live. I'm gonna show you it live. It's really simple as that. So that's Monday. Where's Tuesday? All right, so using the 1-minute chart. Now, using the 1-minute chart is not necessarily a requirement. You can have plenty of success, and I was thinking about not even adding this in here. That's how I guess how much success you could have without this. But I found it important to include this because there are some days where you don't get buy signals on the 5-minute chart. Like you'll get it pre-market and it'll run all day. and it'll run big all day. It'll drop big all day. You got your signal pre-market. So you can use the 1 minute chart just like I showed you to use the hourly and the 5 minute. All you do is you zoom in a little bit more and use the 1 minute. Now, the thing about this is all your parameters must still be met on the hourly. So you want a Q trend on a buy and a sell, or excuse me, your Q trend, let's say your hourly is on a buy, okay? So your hourly chart, actually, this might be a good example here. Where was it? This day. I mean, you still had a chance to get in later over here, but see how you got your move pre-market? All right. So here you could have used the 1 minute chart to get in. So our hourly is on a buy. This is our 5 minute chart. That's on a buy. Okay. So what you would do is zoom in. This is November 14th on the 1 minute chart. I wish it would just let me just go right to it, but let's go. November 14th. Okay. And hopefully this is a good example I can show you. I haven't looked at this yet, so looks like it might be. Yeah, okay. So this is what I mean by using the 1 minute chart, okay? So thing about charts that I want you to understand is that they never go straight up, they never go straight down, okay? There's always some type of buying and selling and liquidity movement. So there's always an opportunity to get in somewhere, all right? Now, again, our hourly's on a buy. That means Q trend and MACD are both on a buy. Our 5 minute is on a buy. Again, hourly and Q trend are MACD and Q trend on the 5 minute are also on a buy. Now we wait until our 1 minute are both on a buy, our Q trend and our MACD. Okay, so it went up here. You can't buy options until the market's open. All right, so here we get our sell off. And here is our opportunity. We get our buy signal here. This is the 1 minute chart. Okay. Our buy signal here and our MACD cross here, and we can enter calls. Now, these are very quick plays, but this is a very quick 15, 20% gains you can have in less than 10, 15 minutes. All right. Same thing over here. All right. You have another opportunity right here. We get our buy, we get our bullish MACD cross, and another 15, 20% here. All right. See how that works? So you're just zooming in a little bit more. Here we go. Same thing. 1 minute chart. We have our MACD cross bullish. We wait until we get our buy signal here. We enter calls. Boom, another 20%. All right. I mean, it's almost too easy. So that's all there is to it, guys. That's the 1 minute chart. All you're doing is zooming in a little bit more. But the thing I want you to keep in mind is your hourly and then your 5 minute chart, your higher time frames both need to be you still need to be in the trend on those. And then you're just getting in on a little bit quicker trade. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. If not, again, we're gonna do some more trading here Thursday and Friday. So all right, let's see where we're at. Oh, that's the end of the lesson. Look at that. So anyways, I hope I'm doing a good job explaining this stuff to you guys. Again, I apologize if some of you guys had some connectivity issues, and then we had the audio issues with this, so I had to go back and record it. But I think this run was a little bit clearer. So hopefully you guys understand the stuff that I'm putting at. If you don't, jot down what you don't understand, and please ask questions. That's what the Discord is there for. I'm here to help you. I spend a lot of time on this, and a lot of time uh, uh, designing this so anybody can take advantage of this. So obviously it's not going to be perfect the first go. This is the first, cycle of this class, but I think I did a pretty good job explaining. But if not, please ask questions. And I want you guys to get this. I want you guys to take advantage. If I didn't believe so deeply in this, I wouldn't have spent 40 hours last week building this fucking course. So please jot down any questions you might have. And my DMs are always open. So anyways, that's it for Tuesday's course. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we're gonna look at about a 12:30 start time tomorrow, Eastern time. And we're gonna look at entry points into trades. We're gonna look at taking profits, risk management, taking losses. We're going to look at past performance of trades we would have taken and analyze them a little bit more. I kind of went into that a little bit, but we're going to do it live. And we're going to look at potential live trades for entry points and analyze them. We're going to see how they go live. We may have to do that on the 1 minute chart. I don't prefer that because it's a little bit less accurate. It's more volatile. So that in itself, remember I said Q trend indicator works better with less volatility. 1 minute chart is very volatile. So by nature, it's going to be less accurate. The 5 minute chart, however, I may jump apart. I may keep an eye and kind of jump around tomorrow's lesson to kind of get us a live type trade on the 5 minute chart for for a good example for that tomorrow. So anyways, that's it for this lesson. I appreciate you guys watching. Take this shit seriously, guys, and I guarantee you're gonna benefit from this shit. So appreciate you guys' support, appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern time. Thanks, appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.